The numbers are staggering. Border Patrol sources estimating criminal organizations took in at least $14 million a day last month from trafficking over the U.S.-Mexican border, including women, children, and families being trafficked. Fox Nation host Lara Logan has covered the smuggling crisis at the border, and she joins us now to react. Lara, I think when we think of cartels, we think of drugs, narcotics smuggling. What's increasingly clear is that's only a portion of their business, human smuggling, an increasing piece of the pie when it comes to their revenue. Please tell us about it.
Well, you're absolutely right, Will, and this has been going on for some time, but it's really become just a multi-billion-dollar business for the cartels. And, you know, people still think of them as the old drug trafficking organizations, but they've expanded into so many other things, and they've become the most powerful criminal organizations on earth. So what really most Americans don't understand is that when they see this mass flow of people across the border, what they're looking at has been described to me as the largest form of modern slavery in the world. Because, and I've seen this with my own eyes, so many of the people coming across will have a little card in their pocket or a number written down, which is a routing number for a bank account for the cartel. If you haven't paid all of your fees by the time you cross, they will collect. And so many people, when you're in a restaurant in New York and, you know, you and your friends are talking about, oh, isn't it wonderful how these immigrants work, you know, 2 jobs and they're so hardworking. Well, guess what? They're working 2 jobs a lot of the time, because so much of their money is going back to those cartels who are still exploiting them. And now some of them are wearing wristbands which link to databases and computers, so the cartel is able to track you wherever you are. And of course they can also keep track of your family, you know, on the other side of the border. So there's no escape for these people.
And that's just a segment of the population they're helping to usher over the border. Lara, I know you've said this, so I want to follow up on it. The southern border is arguably the most valuable stretch of ground in the world. Tell me about that, and the fact that whether or not you are from Mexico or Central America, you might be paying one rate, but if you're coming from China or the Middle East, you're paying another rate.
Yeah, well, the cartels are extremely good at exploiting every single avenue to make as much money as possible. So they know that if you're coming as a single adult male, it's much harder for you. They can charge more money. They know if you're coming from a country like China, the Mexicans don't want Chinese people there. So when the U.S. tries to send them back, no, Mexico's not taking them. So China, anyone with a nexus to terrorism, what Customs and Border Protection call special interest aliens, or SIAs, you'll hear that term, they can charge much higher numbers for them. And something else interesting that we just learned was that in different parts along the border, there are now charging different rates. For example, in Acuña, which is just across from Del Rio, Texas, the rate is lower than it is in McAllen and Rio Grande Valley and other places. So, but really what this indicates is that the cartel can set whatever price they want to.
Right. And,
you know, when you have people coming from Haiti and countries like that, they know that you're much more desperate. They know that it's much harder for you, and they charge you more.
Right. All right, Lara, I have less than a minute, but I want to ask you about the press access at the border. The Biden administration is boxing out reports, boxing out reporters from seeing what's going on. We have quotes from photographers who've been covering this for years and through various administrations saying it's never been like this. What's your reaction?
Well, there's an extraordinary photojournalist who has been covering this for 4 years, 4 administrations, and he wrote an editorial in the Washington Post, John Moore, who said, you know, that he'd never encountered this before. He was having to take photographs from Mexico using a long lens. And this is, you know, what this is really about is just hiding the inescapable fact that the Biden administration is doing what Biden did when he was in the Obama administration and what the Trump administration did, which is that they have to at some point hold people for processing. And when you hold women and children, whether it's behind bars or whether you call it a cage or a chain link fence or plastic pods, as Project Veritas, you know, released yesterday in photographs that they showed, and Congressman Henry Cuellar, a Democrat, released in photographs from the border. It never looks good. It plays on your heartstrings. It's emotional. I've been down there so many times and my heart is broken for these families. But it doesn't change the fact that there is an extraordinary level of hypocrisy. The Biden administration administration doesn't want this country to see the scale of this crisis. They don't want to acknowledge it's a crisis. And they also don't want to acknowledge that they're doing exactly what Donald Trump did, using the same facilities, the same agents, the same protocols, except with one very distinct difference, Will, is that they are actually releasing a number of people into the country without even giving them a notice to appear in immigration court, leaving it entirely up to those people. And that's bypassing the legal immigration system, and it's made the border effectively open. And you know, I have a colleague from 60 Minutes who's been waiting 5 years to hold his children. He's here legally. His youngest daughter was 6 months old when he left Afghanistan. She's turning 6 in April. 6 years old, he's been waiting. And that man has just been tortured by this wait. He loves his children more than anything. And I don't hear anybody talking about families who've been separated in that way by the legal immigration system. What happens to them now?
All right, Lara Logan has no agenda. Return to the Border is on Fox Nation. You can get more analysis like that, which you just heard here on Fox and Friends. Lara, always good to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Will.
All right.